Hello, everybody, and it is Happy Tuesday. So, we have some great downloads coming in lately, and we have a lot of things going on in our world. So, I had some energy downloads last night. I had some situation things happen. We had somebody that was young and decided to come on the chat and in one of the videos and say some things. And somebody else said we have a lot of people. And you know what I do with things like that is I don't really even understand it. So I don't even look if it doesn't even make sense, if it sounds like it's a some kind of a negative thing that they're going through. I just kind of delete those things so the energy imprint doesn't hang around. And I looked at a few of the other comments and it seemed like they leveled out a little bit and were nice about things. I left a few comments up and I responded to them with love. And, you know, you need to release those kind of energies out with love because you realize that that person that's saying that is having some issues and they are not, they're kind of traumatized. So they are putting their trauma out into the universe. And you have to kind of pull that trauma away from the situation and get rid of the energy imprint and float away with love. So that's what I do. It doesn't bother me. None of that bothers me at all. I think it's actually wonderful that someone goes out of the box with a negative thought and you know, that way they're putting it out in the universe so the universe can catch that negative thought and get rid of it. And that's what I did. So that's what we need to do in our world. You know, when you get those little negative imprints that are going on in the universe, you need to pull that negative in and release it. That's what I'm doing. I love it. Woo! Okay, we had some great cards for today. Uh, and we are going to get right into it. What was interesting today is we got the King of Earth. And I think we got the King of Earth a few days ago. The King of Earth takes pride in accomplishment. Pay it forward. We've been hearing this. Honoring your process. No is not now is not the time to make changes. And I keep saying that. We need to stay in our own lane. Don't travel a lot right now. Just mellow out and work on yourself. Life is meant to be enjoyed. Free yourself from control. Don't be lazy. Abuse, misuse of power. The King of Earth is a very satisfied man, and he has every reason to be. Everything he touches turns to gold. Now, we talked about this a few days ago, and this King of Earth is telling us that that person is in charge of the way the world is going to go right now, and he is a good man. So we need to trust the plan. And I'm saying it because that's what my channeling message is. His kingdom is secure and wealthy, and his people are happy and prosperous. Yes, we're going to the city of gold, and the gold and silver will be mine, saith the Lord. While some may consider that his circumstances are born of luck, he is a natural leader, and his success is born of hard work and dedication. He is proud of his accomplishments and is not afraid to acknowledge them, and more importantly, to enjoy them. However, despite any appearance of excess, he is a very grounded and realistic and enjoys abundance because he is wise and careful. The King of Earth is not afraid to be open or candid because he has no insecurities or emotional baggage to feed doubts and fears. He is only too willing to share in his success and gives advice and guidance without hesitation. When asked, he does not fear that doing so will give rise to a competitor or rival. He believes that everyone is entitled to the same opportunities. He is clear-minded and reliable, someone you can trust and depend on. He is also wise and intelligent, and these factors keep him at the forefront of all that he does. On a business level, some may see him as boring but his methods are sound. He has found a process that works for him and one that pays dividends. Why change what yields results? Why remember what I said the other day? Why change something that's good? Don't. If it's good, don't change it. If his methods fail, then he is willing to change. But if the methods work, then he is not required to change. And it is unnecessary waste of time and energy is not one to try and fix that which is not broke. The King of Earth may appear in your reading to tell you that it is okay to rejoice in your success. All too often, we are made to feel that taking pride in your own success equates to begin boastful. This can lead to feeling of guilt and a decision to stay silent. While you can choose your moments and be respectful of others' feelings, the King of Earth suggests that you have every right to celebrate your achievement and take pride in your accomplishment. If you have the resources and means to enjoy yourself, then do so. There is no need to ask for anyone's permission or blessings. This is, after all, why you have worked so hard. The King of Earth may also symbolize a need to take a methodical approach that you know will work for you. At this time, do not deviate or take a chance on trying something new. Do not allow the opinions of others to sway you. Either instead, trust in your usual process, especially if it has always worked for you in the past. Yes, I completely agree. That's 100%. We talked about that the other day. Don't change something that isn't broke. And the card that come out with that one was the Hermit, the contemplation card. Try not to resist aloneness. It gives you time for contemplation and healing to find the answers you need and know yourself more deeply. Reflection and quiet time are important now. You may need to study contemplation and simply spend time alone to process all that has happened recently. This may be a welcome retreat, or you may feel lonely depending on your circumstances. However you experience the hermit's solitary influence, now know that you are guided by your inner light. You won't get lost in your thoughts or be alone forever. An additional meaning of this card is distancing yourself from certain relationships that may be overwhelming to you. Yeah, we have to go into solitude. We have to do a lot of meditation and stuff like that. Meditation is really important in our journey through this process. And what's interesting is we got the King of Earth there, and we got the King of Fire. Grounded and focus your passion. Be more than an ideas person. Remain involved from start to finish. Every leader is part of a team. Delegate, be dauntless, respect your position by respecting others. Show your appreciation. Keep your temperament in check. The King of Fire is a charismatic leader. He is passionate, and his passion is something others find inspiring because it is focused, grounded in creativity. He is the perfect team leader. He can draw to him the people who are necessary for a project to be completed, and every single person will want to play a part to help bring his vision to life. Some may see the King of Fire as an ideas man, but they only have to observe, and they will soon discover that he is very proactive. He likes to be involved, to get his hands dirty, and he will remain involved from inception to completion. Do we think that someone walked away from us in this country? I don't think so. There's a completion to this story. Trust the plan. We're watching a movie, and I agree with that. The King of Fire is also fearless, dauntless, and in fact, he is lion-hearted and the vital heartbeat of his court. He is not afraid of hard work, but he is also respected and moves through his day with the awareness that he is only a part of the whole. He is a necessary part, but still just a part, and one that can be replaced if his ventures fail. This is why the King of Fire works tirelessly to fulfill his role, and despite his ways and charismatic nature, at the core, a very unassuming and respectful man. It is why he's called upon and makes use of those around him. He understands that he is but one man. And in order to rule well, he must be willing to delegate. In essence, he must be willing to share his power and his glory with others. If the King of Fire appears in your reading, it symbolizes the wisdom of knowing that even those who are leaders are a part of a team, Every wise leader has people around them who perform tasks that help them to keep things running smoothly. This same wise leader respects his team and appreciates the efforts made on their behalf. He symbolizes the importance of being interested and involved from beginning to end. He asks us not to start something, delegate, and then walk away. Wow, what a message for today. That's telling me what I asked Source and I asked the ancestors about who is running this country, who is the puppet, who's running the puppets. And I know that bad is running the bad puppets. And I'm saying that this and this is running the good. And this is where we need to be, stay in our own lane, because this is a team watching over us. It answered my question. And the one that came out with that, which was perfect, I guess, for that message and that person, is success. These 6 of Wands. This is your time to shine, so don't hold back. You deserve every success. It's going to be a successful outcome, completely, for all of us. When all the 3-letter agencies go down, and they will, and the Fed goes down, and it will, it's going to be beautiful for us. Silver and gold will be ours, and the riches will be ours, and things that were done to us will come back to us. So that was a great message for today. And right there, that was like icing on the cake for me, because it answered the question that I asked when I did my meditation. So, and you know, what's interesting, we got this a few days ago, and we got this card again. And with that just came out, and then we got the emotions card. All emotions are necessary. The feelings right now, how are you feeling influences you. Use your feelings to elevate your situation. Heed the message behind the feeling. Are you a negative or positive person? Do not rejudge the present based on the past. The emotion card is the 3rd of the 8 influences card and represents the influence that our feelings and emotions have upon our choices and decisions. The positive feeling and emotions that have the most influence upon us are love, joy, gratitude, peace, and serenity, hopefulness, inspiration, amusement, pride, awe, and curiosity. We also feel a range of negative emotions, with the primary example being fear, anger, disgust, jealousy, sadness, regret, loss, and hate. The key message of the emotion card is that feelings and emotions are neither good nor bad. All are necessary, and each and every emotion we experience has both a positive and negative element to its nature. Yeah, it does. Positive and negative exist in all the influences us, whether it be a single thought, belief, experience, or emotion. When you hold a simple unmarked magnet in your hand and look at it, can you tell a difference between the negative pole and the positive pole? No, you cannot. In the same way, negative emotions are indistinguishable to positive emotions. Negative is the polar opposite of positive, and like many polar extremes, these do not denote good or bad. They are simply the opposites of each other, and both poles are necessary for us to function in a whole and healthy manner. You know, it's interesting, and they say opposites attract, and we really do, because I'm opposite completely than my husband. We have same, you know, things going on, likes that we like, but we're still opposite, even though masculine and feminine is there, because we both have masculine and feminine in us, but we're opposite completely, pretty much. And so, yeah, I don't think I'd want, I've always said that. I don't think I'd want a little me because we collide. We try to have each other's same opinions and it would collide because I'd be like, get away from me. I don't think that would be a good thing. Without experiencing the weighter emotions, we have come to associate with pain and discomfort. We can become so positive that we become complacent and ignore the danger signals and warning signals all around us. We may become so busy laughing and having fun that we walk right off a cliff because we are not paying attention and didn't see our senses. Yeah, that we're in danger. Yeah, we have to have all our senses, even though we're having that happy day and this and that. We still have to pay attention to our outside world. And I always say that because I watch everything. I listen to lyrics of music now. I and it's just like I'll tell you, some of the lyrics of the music will blow your mind. It is not what you thought it was when you start listening to music lyrics. One recently is Bruce Springsteen, I'm on Fire, and wow. If the live version, some of the versions don't have this, but in the one version, he says Amber, Amber, and it sounds like he's calling a girl, like he wants this girl. But then he's talking about how when he was young, how he'd get home and he'd stand outside and his father was in there and he'd see the smoldering of his cigarette and he'd wait and he'd try to sneak by him and he'd call him back. And his father was always angry, always mad. And it was really, I mean, eye-opening that it wasn't about this Amber as he's yelling. You think it's about some girl because he's talking about, and he's talking about his father and how he was always mad and how he's always angry and he was always sad about angry about what he didn't have. And he had me starting to feel that. I mean, I got this off of one little song, one little beginning of the song. And he's talking about how he never had his father was angry because he never had anything and he'd never have it. And he got me believing that. And he said, and he's like, boom. And it was the explosion that he's like, he needed to get it out. It was, I'll tell you, I got goosebumps. That song, go listen to it. And if you can find the version where he's like, Amber, Amber, and he starts talking, listen to the words and what he's saying, because it isn't about some girl. It's about the trauma of an 18-year-old boy that was what he was going through, and his father was making him believe that he'd never have anything. And oh my gosh, it's just crazy. But yeah, go listen to it. So anyway, the emotion card, and if you look at this card, she is positive. She has her emotions balanced. She's paying attention to everything. She's got her sword balanced here. She's got the dragon around her and all the golden light. She's very positive about herself and sure. And then here is this one. This one is not sure about anything, and this one is going through every emotion that they couldn't even muster to raise their head. They're just so emotional. This is the one we want. We want to control our emotions. It's like me when I told you about the person that came in and said some things. I could have got really emotional and very upset about whatever was said. I don't even remember because I blinked it out of the energy field. So I'm not going to remember, and I didn't understand it anyway. But I could have got emotional over that, and I didn't. I balanced myself out. I handled it properly to get it out of our energy field. So it's not in the energy field anymore. And once you wipe it out of the energy field, it's gone. And that person that did it probably doesn't even remember what they said. Because I don't even remember what they said. I don't even care. But yeah, it's great how you can handle your emotions. And with the emotion card, the clarifier was the Three of Swords, heartache. Feel the pain and see the truth of the matter. This situation has happened for a reason. The Three of Swords is heartbreak card of the tarot, but thankfully it is a minor arcana card, signifying a transient event that you will process and heal from. heal from it, often arises to reveal relationship breakups, affairs, and disappointments. The positive of this card is that at least you know exactly where you stand. You see the truth. This 3 can also signify stress symptoms such as anxiety and fear. Yeah, when something like that arises in your life, just try to balance it out. Try to step back and observe it and then release it, because you can't control things like that. We have to go through the pain sometimes. We all have the happy and the pain. You have to have the good with the bad. I discovered that. It's just what it is. Okay, we got the wisdom card and the 10. Love these 10s. These 10s are like firecrackers. You are here to become wise, leveling up. That's what we're doing. We are leveling up. Oh, we got the ambulances. Oh, I hate when I hear that. Knowledge does not make you wise. Wisdom is learning from one's mistake, applying knowledge, logic, and common sense. Learn from more than just books. Seek out your elders. Time to break a cycle. Wisdom is understanding. Wisdom is loving and whole. Know and love your shadow. You have unlimited potential. The road ahead leads to many destinations. Sure, we have that shadow side that we're working on, but what's that shadow side telling us? I mean, if we have a shadow side, it's trying to tell us something. So sometimes we have to look in the depths of our shadows and see what is causing the unbalance and unalignment of our life. The second of the 8 primary reasons for being is to acquire wisdom. While a person can have great knowledge, if they have no understanding, that knowledge will not make them wise. An individual may possess a great capacity to retain facts and information, but lack the ability to truly process what they've learned. I've met people like that. I've met people that were so book smart. You couldn't tell them nothing. They know it all. They know it all, but they had no common sense at all. I mean, common sense just went out the window. And it was like, you're scratching your head going, wow, this person's that smart? No, not really. They're not that smart yet. They've got a lot of knowledge going on in their mind, but there's no wisdom with the knowledge, because the wisdom is common sense. So yeah, I mean, I could know everything about this, but when I'm not using common sense, that is just a faucet of the part of the half of the whole. So you have to have the knowledge and the common sense, because that's the wisdom. An individual may possess a great capacity to retain facts and information, but lack the ability to truly process and what they've learned. Some say wisdom cannot be learned from a book. It is something that is learned through experience. True wisdom is born of understanding our experience. Wisdom can stem from learning from one's success and mistakes, one's trials and adventures. I had a dream about this the other night. That's really interesting. And I just started thinking of it. I woke up and I was talking to my husband and telling him about this dream. And it was like people were saying things to me, and I'm like, you don't make any sense. What does that mean? And it was like a CB slang. It was like I was having a conversation, and instead of answering me, they said 10-4. And I've been on CB, so I know what 10-4 is. It's okay. Gotcha. Whatever. But I said to him, I said, what does that mean? 10-4. Is that a 10 down to a 1 in numerology? Is that what is that a house number? It was like, some people say things nowadays and you look at it and like, why did we even say that in the first place? And what the hell does that mean anyway? It's like a foreign language, I mean, yeah, we used it when we used to talk on the CB back in the 80s and stuff like that. It was a big thing. I was on the CB. I had my little handle going on and all that crap. But sometimes you look back and you think of some of this stuff and you're thinking, how did we ever come up with like things like that, like 10-4, and then you hear the police like, code 3 and blah 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 blah, and it's just like that's like foreign to me. I don't know. It's like Inspector Gadget or something stuff. Where did we get it? So yeah, with the wisdom, it's like you got to use the common sense, and you got to say, hey, is this kind of conversation that I want? I had a conversation one time with a friend for a minute on the phone, and it was like 10-4, and that's what they were saying to me, and I'm thinking, really? And they work all the time, they're hard workers, they've got nice houses, blah blah blah, but to have a conversation with the person, no way. I don't think so. I don't think it would work. So you've got to look at this. The person on the hill that has all the money, you might not be able to have any kind of conversation with them because they might not make any sense. They might not have any common sense, and it might be just mumbo jumbo to you. So yeah, the wisdom card is a good card, and we do need to think about the wisdom. Now, we did get the Queen of Ocean, which is abundance when the wisdom card come out. It's time to grow and evolve. Enjoy and invest time in your relationship, your home, your spiritual practice, and new creative projects. Yes, this is what I keep saying. Stay in your own lane. Work on yourself right now. Get the wisdom going on, the common sense. Look around you, observe things. It's really important right now to observe, like the song that everybody's been singing to, thinking it's about a girl with Bruce Springsteen. I'm on fire. Go listen to the words. I'm telling you. It's about a guy that was really, really hurt by his father. And what I don't understand about the song is it says, "Is your daddy home? Or did he go and leave you all alone?" And I'm thinking, well, if he's talking about Amber and a girl, and he's talking about his dad, and he needs Amber to calm his emotions, uh, is Amber the daddy? Is the daddy her old man or something, as they used to call it, her husband? Or is it a weird relationship? Is her daddy home? Did he go and leave you all alone? Am I going to treat you better than your daddy? What the hell is that? So this song that we've all been jamming out to and listening to, the words don't even make sense. Go listen to it. It does make sense. Actually, it's about a guy that was abused by his father, mentally, like verbally, kind of emotionally abused, and didn't realize it, but he put it in a song. So the perception card is another one we got, and it's a 21. It's a 3. And perception is the 5th of the influences cards, pertains to the organization, identification, and interpretation of sensory information in order to understand what we sense and experience. When the perception card appears in your reading, it symbolizes an opportunity or need to look at how you analyze and interpret your experiences, and how your interpretation then influences your choices and abilities to see and weigh options and opportunities. Yeah, it's like last night when somebody was commenting. It sounded like it was a young boy or girl, whatever. And I could have interpreted it wrong. I could have, did all kinds of stuff and had a meltdown, and oh my God. And I don't even, like I said, I don't even remember what was said. It was just little bits and little smarty things. Nothing mean, but just weird. So that's what you got to do. You got to kind of observe, marinate on things instead of reacting to something and getting all boo-boo hurt and thinking, well, to me, it didn't hurt because it was like, what the hell did they just say? And then they're like, I'm drinking. And I'm thinking, well, maybe you're trying to point out the problems and the traumas that you're having that you need to fix. So our lives are built upon a foundations laid by our perception. How we perceive the world and those around us influence our ability to learn, our understanding of cause and effect, our ability to see and weigh our options, and to make decisions. There is no area of our life that is not influenced by our perception. Our lives can be empowered or fulfilled because how we perceive our reality gives us confidence. Our lives can be destroyed in instant if our ideas of what is real is relevant to be a lie and our perception is shattered. Our perception can be accurate and precise. It can also be false and founded in misinformation, illusion, and imagination. Sure, we all thought I'm on Fire by Bruce Springsteen was about he was on fire from a girl. Nah, nah. He had emotional, I'm on fire, fire within. Yeah, it's an interesting concept when you listen to these songs and the words of these songs. I mean, they'll blow your mind. We've been jamming to that song for years and thought it was about a girl. Sure, Amber. No, it isn't. Amber was the background people. She was just in the background of the song, the word, but the song was about something so much more. It can also be false and founding is in an illusion. Our knowledge, the knowledge we possess that is born of education, study, and practical application can increase our perceptiveness. However, our knowledge can be limited. It can be inaccurate and flawed. For example, our knowledge of other people is limited by the fact that we only know what they reveal to us, and then we process and now analyze that information by making comparisons to ourselves. However, they are not us. They might be like us in some ways, but completely different in more ways. We don't know how their innermost thoughts and feelings. So what we know of them is often based on little fact and a lot of assumption. Sure. Yeah. I mean, I could have, yeah, we're gonna use the metaphor of the person in the chat that said some things, and I could have assumed all kinds of stuff with that, but I didn't assume anything because I realized that whoever is posting something that is has you can't really understand, and it's like they're calling out to somebody to help and notice, but you avoid the negative and you take in the little bit of positive that they said, and you highlight that and you thank them for that. Because they are, unless they're an AI, which I don't know if they were or not, they could have been. They are human and they are one of us. And we have to perceive everybody with love, even though, you know, they may be this with a mask and a sword, and the perception is different. You know, with the black, this right here you might think she's evil. You know, this is the perception that you have of this card. But is she? Is it just her costume? What's behind the mask? There you go. That was a good observation. Now, the last card that we got with the perception was really interesting. Oh, wow. Wow, wow. I just noticed this. We got 21, the world regeneration. This is a 21, and this is a 21. It's Trinity of 3. Perception, regeneration. What do we need the most of right now? We need to look at things and see the perception of them, because we have different perceptions of things when we think about it right away. When we observe something like her and think, oh my gosh, she's a witch, she's horrible, she's evil, oh, she's got black wings. But if we step back, observe, and read the card, the mask, it's the perception of her. What perception did you judge just by her outer? What is her inner? What is behind the mask? She could be a beautiful, amazing person, full of leveling up wisdom that could teach you everything you need to know. But your first perception of her was like, holy, nah, I ain't going near that. Yeah, you got to be careful with your perception. We all have to be careful with that perception. That was perfect. 21, 3. Oh my goodness. I didn't even notice that. I really didn't. And it just like dawned on me. I'm like, oh my God, the world, we just got another 21. Wow. Okay, the celebration. What you have achieved and embraced, new opportunities. You will be full of energy and motivation. The world is your oyster. Success, completion, celebration, beginnings, travel, motivation, renewal. Yes, that is what we're going for. That is what we're striving for. That is where we are going. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful reading right there. Now, we have the Gateway of Light activation, and we got 2 cards. We got the Gaia Gateway activation, learning, experiences, wisdom transmission, and earth intelligence. Right now, we're learning. Right now, we are leveling up. We are becoming the crone and the wizard and the shaman and the healer and the channeler and the way shower. We are becoming all of it. We are the transmissions of the light workers and the star seeds. It's all coming down. The indigo children, the crystal children, all of it. It's our time to shine. It's our time. And the Gaia Gateway is opening up. Is the chakra. The Gaia Gateway is the chakra that connects us directly with the mind of intelligence of Mother Earth. This chakra is not very well known. You know, it's interesting. We had the King of Earth. We had the King of Fire. Now we have Mother Earth showing up in Gaia. This chakra is not well known, but is now being acknowledged as one of the key energetic spaces we can connect with to activate the ascension process. For many years, ascension has been thought of as moving beyond the limitations of the body and transcending the physical realm. But it is, in fact, the process of becoming present in the body in full awareness of the spirit within. The Gaia Gateway is found below our feet under the Earth Star chakra. But when we connect to it, it's best to imagine it in the center of the Earth. The best way to describe it is as a wormhole or a portal in the center of the Earth that allows us to connect directly with the non-physical intelligence of Gaia, the spiritual presence of planet Earth. The Earth is a highly spiritual, intelligent, aware being. She has lived through many challenges and experiences that have led her to where she is today. No matter what has been served up to her or how many of us have mistreated her, she has found a way to survive and thrive. Now, the Earth Star Chakra says, see page 67. There is another one that they recommend that we see. Let's see. That's Earth Star Activation. We got that one? Ah, yeah, we did get that one. That is the anchoring, grounding action of Isis energy. I'm not going to pull the card, but I'll show you. We have got that one before. Interesting. So, okay, I'll read that message when I'm done with this one. So, your message. Sometimes it is not our role to know how everything will unfold. When you draw this card, it's a reminder to trust the plan. The wisdom. What did I just say today? Oh my God. I'm telling you, we are on a roll. We are getting so many downloads that the card, I'm saying it before the cards are even telling us. The wisdom of Gaia is with you at this time, and you can enjoy the natural expansion that is taking place. You may have a tendency to go traveling and look to the stars for answers, but realize that the planet you call home has much to offer you. You have chosen to be here. This may not be easy to accept, especially if your current reality is a harsh one, but your current experiences are vital for your growth. The earth herself cannot escape the challenges that she is facing at this time. Learn from her strength, learn from her yearning for a better future. Come back to her. She is your chosen home. Yeah, Gaia is our chosen home. We came here for reasons and we can't change it. Nothing can stop this. As we've heard, nothing can stop what's coming. I'm going to read the message from the Earth Star activation because I feel that that's a message that we need. When you draw this card, know your Earth Star has been activated and the wisdom you once ignored is finally being acknowledged. The rejected parts of yourself have now been rediscovered. There is an opportunity for you to rediscover magic too. but stay firmly rooted in all your endeavors. Let the earth hold and sustain you. Don't rush ahead. In fact, if you've been wondering if it's time to move forward, know that it isn't. Stay put for the time being. Important information is about to be revealed, so wait and stand strong. This is a time of integration and rest rather than pushing forward. Great wisdom lies within you. Dive deep and find it, and trust in yourself. You have more strength than you realize. Wow. Ah, I love these messages lately. Boom, boom, boom. We're just getting so many downloads. It's insane. The solar light upgrade, the solar plexus chakra, inner fire and willpower. And this card is amazing. Look at that. The solar plexus chakra is found just above the belly button in the pit of the stomach. It's the energetic gateway that governs our gut, our instinct, and our on an energetic level, our willpower and drive. This space can be described as a glowing sun. It is a space of warmth that gives us the necessary focus and energy to fulfill our purpose and realize our dreams. When the solar light gateway opens, our solar plexus become an infinite well of light. In the pit of our being, this is a source of daily inspiration and ancient wisdom. When we feel our willpower increasing, we are remembering that we have prepared for many incarnations for the opportunities we have today. Your message: the light of the greater central sun is shining on you, activating you to push onward and create. This is a perfect time to move forward with project goals and intentions. Align your energy with whatever you are ready to create and experience. Focus on what you are ready to grow and where you are ready to expand. As you focus on your goals, you are giving them energetic encouragement to flourish and open like the warm summer sun, kissing the ground, encouraging the flowers to grow and bloom. That sunlight has arrived. It's here in you now. Wow. Wow, wow. I love that. That's so sweet. I mean, these cards are just so sweet. And that reminds me that card kind of all I kept thinking was ancestors. And I want to go over again that the story about my husband is not a carpenter because that story is very relevant for our stories, and that story is very relevant for what the card I'm going to read in a minute. You'll understand why I'm saying this story, because we have new subscribers coming in. We have new light workers and crystal workers and waste showers and people coming in to learn to teach and teach to learn. That's what we're all doing right now. And the carpenter story. Okay. This is a metaphor story, but this is actually happening in my world and in my husband's world. And my husband's been talking about it more. My husband's like a see it to believe it type of guy. He's not as spiritual as I am, and that's okay. He's leveling up in his own way. And I've seen in the last few weeks, I've seen immense amounts of spiritual leveling up with my husband. He had said to me one day, he says, we went through the hurricane, we lost our whole shed. It completely smashed against our fifth wheel camper. So everything that we kept in the shed, because we're in a fifth wheel, most of our storage was in the shed. So all of our belongings pretty much was in the shed, and we lost a lot of our belongings. So we got some money from the GoFundMe page, and we've been putting this shed together. And it's kind of bigger because we've got storage above. So it's a shed. It's small, it's not big, but it looks big because it's so tall, but we're going to have a nice area for storage. And he kept coming in, he kept saying, I am not a carpenter. I was a heavy equipment operator. I was a concrete guy. I was a mechanic. I was a lot of things, but I'm not a carpenter. And I looked at him, I says, you know what, Donnie? I says, your father that passed away that you really never got to know was a carpenter. And why don't you go out in your shed in some quiet time and ask your father to teach you how to be a carpenter? And he got quiet. He was thinking. So he didn't say no. So I left it at that. So later on that day, he come in and he says, he says, I thought about what you said. And he says, I talked to my dad and I asked him to teach me how to be a carpenter. And then a few days later, he comes in, he says, he says, I really didn't know how to cut this board. I didn't know how to cut this the way it needed to be cut. And I was talking to my dad and I asked him to show me how to do this. And he says, you know what? I cut it and it was perfect. So, sometimes we talk our way out of things that we're not a carpenter, and we're not a barber, and we're not this, and we're not that. Well, I've cut hair before. I'm not a barber, but I can cut hair a little bit. And he could be a carpenter a little bit because we're all learning. And that's how you level up. That's how you get the more wisdom. Instead of him not being a carpenter and it's stopping him from even building anything, we would have had nothing. All our stuff would have been under tarps forever. He's building a beautiful shed. So yeah, the moral of this story is don't put something in your head that you're not, when you can ask your ancestors and they can guide you and teach you. Or you can ask somebody else and they can guide you and teach you, because we're all teachers and we're all students. We have got this card a lot because I keep telling everybody, the ancestors keep telling me they're not listening. So we have to remember, you have to go quiet. You have to go into meditation to listen to the messages that you're coming. Say you're meditating, okay? Let me do a little bit of explanation things on how to contact your ancestors and know what it is. Say you're meditating, okay, and you're clearing your mind completely, and all of a sudden, I'm going to use me as a metaphor. I'm meditating and I'm clearing my mind completely. And I'm floating around in space, and all of a sudden I think of my great grandmother. And I'm thinking, wow. And I hear something. I hear just a message. That's her. When you think of that person, that's them. Or if you think of this message coming through, it could be an ancestor you've never met, or it could be source, or it could be, any of these other entities that source is given, like your guardian angel or your higher self. We have to listen, because we did get a number 37, which is a 10 again. And I'm going to read the number 1 again because we've got 10s all through the thing. And I'm going to read 3 because we got 2 21s today. So those are messages we need. A message is trying to reach you. Be vigilant. The spirit world wishes to find and touch you. Number 37. And how I've described this card is, if you look, she's like running, but she's looking back because the bird is trying to get her attention to look up into the light. She's literally on, I didn't even notice this. She's literally like on a sand pile, like trying to get higher, maybe to reach the bird. I don't know, but she's just like looking up at it. So we have to pay attention. Get in touch with your feelings and emotions. A message from the spirit world is trying to find its way to you. You are much too busy with worldly things and with yourself just now. They distract and preoccupy you so much that you are failing to take notice of the messages. Cleanse yourself, let go of your fear for the future, and give expression to your desire and dreams, perhaps by writing them down, portraying them in a picture or a collage, or telling your friends about them. Feel free to use modern technologies such as social media if you like. Be vigilant and prepare. Have an open and receptive heart, since this is where you will receive the message. It will flow like a golden light to the center of your heart, into the sacred space of your truth. Leave your worldly troubles behind so that the Great Spirit can touch you. The message will be about fulfillment and truth. It will be a portent of victory. The power animal is the raven. The herbal essence is lemon. The healing crystal is the magnetite. And the number is 1. So we are going to read the 1 because the 1 has come up. And we're also going to read the 3. Here's the 3 because we've got 2 21s today, the Trinity. 3 indicates that Now is a good time to take care of your soul families, both in this world and in others. Make contact and tell them that you love and need them. They will hear you. You will find strength, healing, and answers among those closely connected to you. This number teaches you to look at everything, to become an observer, and wisdom will come. Number three's energy field brings about diversity, creativity, energy, the overcoming of duality, and understanding and seeing the world of the divine. Yeah. Sure, that's a beautiful message. And the number one, let me get the card. We'll hold it up. You can look at it. The number one tells you that you are a magician, a priestess, and that now and then you require solitude in order to fully develop the capabilities within you. You need solitude now, and in particular, in order to receive your visions from a spiritual teacher clearly and without compromise. Number one promises success and a deep bond of the heart. It will teach you to feel the moment of creation within you and to perceive yourself as a spiritual being. Its energy field is the beginning, the absolute being, sum of all possibilities, the pure spirit of the subtle world. See, that card is mimicking off the other one, the perception that we got. That card is telling us the messages that are coming in that we're not listening. The other card told us that we need to, quiet our minds. And that's what really is going on. People are having a hard time quieting their minds because there's so much going on in the world. We need to learn how to quiet our minds more. There's so much messages that are trying to come through and we're not listening. I think that was an amazing reading for today. I think that's giving us some guidance and telling us who's in charge and where we're going and what we need to look for, because it is going to be amazing. So we really need to work on ourselves now, loves. We need to get in our mojo and get our meditation going on and our perception and go into the absorption mode instead of reacting. Uh, Learn. We're learning. And then you can go out and be teachers, because that's what we are. We're teachers and we're students right now in Earth School and Mystery School. And this is a beautiful time to be alive because we came here to be here. All right, then. I love you all. And you know what? We need to hit the likey lovey button so we can get more of our soul family in here to hear these beautiful messages. And let's see, what am I forgetting? Oh, okay. I'm going to put we just have the roof left on our shed that we're doing that we have no money for. So that the roof is on hold right now. He's got everything else done. So we're still asking for a little bit of money. We're still, if you could give a love donation, we would greatly appreciate it for our hurricane relief. We have a little bit more to go, and then I can take the GoFundMe page down and it can go bye-bye and never be again, hopefully. So I'm going to put it in the show more section. If you can, please give a donation. If you can't, I completely understand. No love lost there. Never step in your journey be magical. And guess what? You know what? What do I always tell you? The biggest lesson in our life right now is just be you.